Hello everyone, welcome to Success Education. Today we'll be doing the textual solution for English for class 10, unit number 2, that is Nelson Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom. Before that, if you have not subscribed my channel till now, please do subscribe it for more videos. So firstly, you can see I have written over here a basic introduction for all the questions. As you know, you are in board, so you need to write an introduction before the answer of any of the question. So this is that introduction. You can make it short or long according to the marks of the question. Okay, so the introduction is, this question is taken from the lesson Nelson Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom by Nelson Mandela. The story is all about the struggle of freedom of South Africa. As South Africa was becoming a newborn democratic, Nelson Mandela took the oath as the first black president. In this lesson, Mandela speaks about a historic occasion, that is, the inauguration. Now we'll see the oral comprehension check question answers for page number 18. First one is, where did the ceremonies take place? Can you name any public buildings in India that are made of sandstone? The ceremonies took place in the Union Buildings Amphitheatre in Pretoria that were attended by politicians and dignitaries from more than 140 countries around the world. There are many public buildings in India that are made of sandstone. Example, the Red Fort, the Hawa Mahal and the Jama Masjid, etc. Second one, can you say how 10th May is an autumn day in South Africa? As South Africa is in the southern hemisphere, May fall in the autumn season, so 10th May is an autumn day in South Africa. Third one, at the beginning of his speech, Mandela mentions an extraordinary human disaster. What does he mean by this? What is the glorious human achievement he speaks of at the end? Mandela mentions an extraordinary human disaster at the beginning of his speech. He means to say that dark-skinned colored people have suffered a lot due to discrimination in the hands of white people. He considered it as glorious human achievement that a black person became the president of a country where the black people were not considered as human beings and were treated badly. Fourth one, what does Mandela thank the international leaders for? Mandela thanked the international leaders as he felt privileged to welcome the international leaders at the ceremony because by participating in the ceremony, they had supported the new Republic of South Africa where there would be no discrimination on the basis of race and color. He thanked them for sharing a common victory for justice, peace and human dignity. Fifth one, what ideals does he set out for the future of South Africa? For the future of South Africa, Mandela had set out ideals to liberate his people from the continuing bondage of poverty, deprivation, suffering, gender and other discrimination. They had achieved their political emancipation. He dreams of a land where there will never be an experience of oppression of one by another. Now, page number 21, question answers. First one, what do the military generals do? How has their attitude changed and why? The military generals of South African Defence Force saluted Mandela and pledged their loyalty, and that was of great significance as during apartheid era, they would have arrested him. Their attitude changed because of the struggle and sacrifices put in by many heroes of South Africa. The struggle not only ensured the freedom of a country struggling with apartheid, but also brought a change in mindsets of many people. He believed that love can be taught and naturally human being is inclined towards love rather than hate. Second, why were two national anthems sung? Nelson Mandela wanted South Africa to be a safe and equal country. To symbolize the equality of blacks and whites, two national anthems were sung on the day of inauguration. Black people sung the old anthem of the Republic. Third question. How does Mandela describe the systems of government in his country in the first decade and in the final decade of the 20th century? In the first decade, the white-skinned people of South Africa patched up their differences and erected a system of racial domination against the dark-skinned people of their own land. The structure they created formed the basis of one of the harshest, most inhumane societies the world had ever known. In the last decade of the 20th century, that system had been overturned forever and replaced by one that recognized the rights and freedoms of all people, regardless of the color of their skin. Fourth one, what does courage mean to Mandela? According to Mandela, courage does not mean the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. He said the brave man is not the one who doesn't feel afraid of anything, but the one who can conquer that fear. Fifth one, which does he think is natural, to love or to hate? Mandela thinks that love comes more naturally to the human heart than hate. No one is born hating another person because of the color of their skin, background, or religion. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love. Now, page number 24, question answers. First one. What twin obligations does Mandela mention? Mandela mentions that every man has twin obligations. The first obligation is obligations to his family, to his parents, to his wife, and to his children. And the second obligation is obligations to his people, his community, and his country. Second one, what did being free mean to Mandela as a boy and as a student? How does he contrast these transitory freedom with the basic and honorable freedoms? As a young boy and as a student, Mandela wanted freedom only for himself, the transitory freedom of being able to stay out at night, read what he pleased, and go where he chose. Later, as a young man in Johannesburg, he yearned for the basic and honorable freedoms of achieving his potential, of earning his keep, of marrying and having a family, the freedom not to be obstructed in a lawful life. Third one, does Mandela think the oppressor is free? Why not? Mandela does not think that the oppressor is free because according to him, an oppressor is a prisoner of hatred. He is locked behind the bars of prejudice and narrow-mindedness. He thinks that both the oppressor and the oppressed are alike robbed of their humanity. Now we'll see the question answers for thinking about the text. First one, why did such a large number of international leaders attend the inauguration? What did it signify the triumph of? A large number of international leaders attended the inauguration ceremony. By participating in the ceremony, they had supported the new Republic of South Africa, where there would be no discrimination on the basis of race and color. He thanked them for sharing a common victory for justice, peace, and human dignity. It signified the victory of good over evil and the triumph of a tolerant society without any discrimination. Second, what does Mandela mean when he says he is simply the sum of all those African patriots who had gone before him? When Mandela says he is simply the sum of all those African patriots, he means that those heroes of the past had paved the path of cooperation and unity for him. He is showing his respect and paying tribute to the people who fought for the nation. He gathered courage from them, and it is because of them that he fought fearlessly for what is correct. Third one, would you agree that the depths of oppression create heights of character? How does Mandela illustrate this? Can you add your own examples to this argument? This is completely true that depths of oppression creates heights of character. Nelson Mandela illustrates this by giving examples of great heroes of South Africa who sacrificed their lives in the freedom struggle. From India, we can take the example of Mahatma Gandhi. He was a great national leader who fought for independence of India. Fourth one, how did Mandela's understanding of freedom change with age and experience? With age and experience, Mandela understood the real meaning of freedom. As a young boy, Mandela wanted freedom only for himself, the transitory freedom of being able to stay out at night, read what he pleased, and go where he chose. As a young man in Johannesburg, he yearned for the basic and honorable freedoms of achieving his potential, of earning his keep, of marrying and having a family. And as he grew, he understood that it was not just his freedom that was being curtailed, but freedom of all blacks. Fifth one, how did Mandela's hunger for freedom change his life? Mandela realized in his youth that it not just his freedom that was being curtailed, but the freedom of all dark-skinned people living in South Africa. So gradually the hunger for his own freedom turned into the hunger for freedom of his people. That is how he became a great hero of the freedom struggle of South Africa and also the first black president of the new nation. So here we come to the end of unit number 2, that is Nelson Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom. I hope you have understood the complete chapter. If you have any doubts, you can write in the comments section. I'll surely try to answer all the questions. Thank you for watching my video and do subscribe my channel for more updates. Thank you.